Hello and happy Halloween. This is Teacher Amelia, and I'm here to share with you 4 of my favorite ideas for Halloween reward systems. I'm going to go through these very quickly because you'll get the idea, but I wanted you to see these in action. So the first one that I think has been the favorite one with my students so far this Halloween season is spiders. Ooh. As you can imagine, spiders lead to a lot of fun TPR, and kids have a lot of their own ideas. Anything that's creepy, crawly, you can do the itsy bitsy spider, but it's very recognizable and very fun for kids. I get a lot of giggles with this. So basically what I've done is I've printed off 4 different colors of spiders. And as you can see behind me, I've just drawn a spider web on my chalkboard or on my whiteboard. And it's a little worn and torn because I used it all morning in class. But you can quickly and easily do that in just 5 minutes or so. And so when somebody does a good job, they get a spider. Ooh. And then you pop it up on the board. What's fun about this is you can see I've got different colors of spiders. So you can extend and ask them, what color is this spider? Or do you see a yellow spider? Of course, you can count with with all your different spiders that you have. And so I printed off 4 of the colored spiders, and then for a little more creepy fun, the last one is a big hairy spider, and so everybody gets a kick out of this one. And so that's the last one that I give them, and so then they have their family of spiders up there. So far that's been my biggest winner. Another simple Halloween reward structure that I used is building a jack-o'-lantern. And I just laminated a picture of a pumpkin. Of course, anytime you're using any pictures off the internet, any clip art, make sure that you're using something that you have permission to use, or that's a stock art, or you don't have to pay royalties on it. So this is just your standard little pumpkin. You can also draw one yourself. Now, when I first started using this, I had cut out and laminated eyes and a nose and mouth, and they were kind of a hassle to get to get taped on because they're pretty small, and they kept dropping them. And so I decided for this reward system, it was just as easy to just draw them on. And so, this is especially helpful if you're doing parts of the face, and you can talk about eyes. You get an eye. You get a nose. If you're talking about emotions, you can ask the student, do you want a smiley pumpkin? Or do you want a happy pumpkin or a sad pumpkin? You can do teeth as, added rewards to build this one out. And so obviously I did this very quickly. You can make them silly or scary or happy or sad. And so, there's really a lot that you can do with building a jack-o'-lantern. And that's pretty good for younger kids. Now, as we get into older kids, or those that might have a little more, might need something a little more complex, I've got 2 other ones. This one actually took a little bit more work. So I found a coloring book page that was available online, free to print. That was a haunted house. I made sure it had 5 windows. And of course, you can draw one yourself. On the back, so I laminated that. On the back, I laminated a yellow piece of paper that I had. And so basically, when the student does a good job, they get to open a door or open a window. And behind each one, there's a different Halloween picture. So I have bats, I have a mummy. And so you can open each one of these and there's a different little picture. I have them taped so that they'll stay shut. But it gives a little added complexity for them. If you want to extend a little bit more, It's easy enough if you have this laminated to number each one. And so you can say, do you want number 1, number 2, number 3, or you can put letters there. But you can label them so that you can have the kids pick which one they want to open. So that one took a little more prep work to get ready, but it's real quick and easy to use, and has lots of things to visually stimulate them. The last one is actually my favorite, and I might be dating myself a little, but when I was young, I had paper dolls to play with. And for those of you who have missed out on that rite of childhood, you basically start with a doll, and then you have paper clothes with little tabs that cover the doll. And so I started with just a plain girl, and for modesty's sake, I had a little t-shirt and jeans on her. And then from there, the kids get to choose a part of a costume when they do a good job. And so I usually start with letting them choose a pair of socks. And they can choose orange or black. Orange or black. And this will be my base. And so let's say they chose orange. Then you attach the orange socks, and there's the first part of your costume. From there, you can choose, do you want her to wear a dress or pants? Dress or pants. And then depending on what they choose, I've got a little Halloween sweater to go with it if they choose the pants. But then you layer the next item of clothing on. It just so happened that I had a class about articles of clothing, so this worked really well. And then I have a little hat to add on, a little witch's hat, and a little pumpkin. And so at the end of the day, you've got your little girl sort of dressed up for Halloween. And you could do this with whatever types of costumes you wanted, whatever pieces. You could even do it for a non-Halloween theme with just regular clothes. And again, really helpful if you're doing a lesson about clothing. But Halloween is such a fun time of year. There's so many fun things you can do in decorating your classroom and coming up with rewards. And it's really a great opportunity to share a little slice of our culture with your students. So have fun, get spooky, and have a happy Halloween. If you have other ideas for reward systems that have worked for you, put them in the comments because I'd love to hear about them. Thanks.